Hmm. But Harris, but Danny, why did we drop? Because we went down. I don't know. Does it matter? Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, and we need an outlook. We've taken out previous day's high. We've formed the inversion fair value gap here. Hmm. Uh, let's do this. Good boys, what's good? What's good? What's good? Before I can say hi to everyone, let me make my annotations for today. Yes, a little bit weaker, that's for sure, but nonetheless. Just give me one moment, guys. It could have just been a news driver that caused everyone's saying crazy dump. Was it really crazy? Did it just happen, or I guess I would have to check. Right, take a picture of this, put it in my journal. Do one more slide on a 15-minute time frame. So what do we see on the 15? Oh wow, yeah, it was literally just cool. Okay, I didn't realize it was just. I thought that was like an overnight move, but that's fine. Really equal highs we did. Okay, so I mean, yeah, that's a big move without a doubt. Large drop going into 930, trading into daily plus. Yeah, 930 is gonna be so ass probably. My head's too big for a bus cut. I don't think I would look good. Pretty much the same for ES, so put that in the journal. And I'll quickly look at dollar. The dollar 1 hour chart. Ooh, dollar took out the daily lows. Yeah, dollar's real bearish. Note, now there is no clear. So just prepping my journal. This is how I want to do it going forward. Just a bunch of pictures inside of a PowerPoint. No, I didn't mean to close trading view. What's good, everybody? Trust you should. That's what I do. What's up, brother? What's up, everyone? I'm not gonna get a buzz cut. Alpha Futures, today's the last day for 30% off, so maybe we should roll the giveaway winners tomorrow because today's the last day for 30% off. I think the daily inversion fair value gap will hold, which is right here. So that's it right there. I need a 2R with $900. Do you think I should wait for tomorrow, another day, because of the dump? I think if it forms, no problem. But you can't force it, Just you show up every day with the mindset that you're not gonna trade, and then whatever you get, you get. Whatever you get, you get. Did you make the market dump? No, man. I don't want to see the market dump. I want a Christmas rally. I want a Christmas rally. Did the video drop also with that? Oh yeah, it did. It was up $2 pre-market. Now it's down. Let me get up the accounts here. So I'll have all my accounts open today. In terms of the economic calendar, check here what we have. So we do have 10 a.m. news. So you guys know the protocol, 10 a.m. news. If we see something A plus at 9:30, which I'll be honest, probably not going to happen given how much we've already moved in pre-market, then we can trade 9:30 open before 10 a.m. news. The best case scenario, the best safe thing to do is just wait till after 10 a.m. news. So we'll keep our eyes open. If we see something very clear before 10, okay, we can take the trade. But for the most part, our trade will be, after 10 a.m. news drops. We try to look for the real move. So that's the game plan in terms of time. Morning session may be a little tricky because this sudden drop, but we have sell side right here. That's an easy objective, right? So if we can get some sort of easy, very easy setup targeting just this sell side, which I believe might be SMT'd. It is SMT'd as of now, but I think NASDAQ can take it as well. That would be like a very easy trade, right? So we'll see if we can get that. Any reason to drop that much? Just some news dropped. Nothing crazy. With the alpha, how much before news I will have to close that position if I don't want to hold through? You have to close it before 9:58. Unless there's 9:45 news today. Let me double check. I believe it's just 9:58, but let me make sure there's no red folder at 9:45. I forget. Yeah, it's just 10 a.m. news. So as long as you're out of the trade by 9:48 or 10:02, then you're good. Trump speaks at 10. No, Trump speaks at 2. What is a Judas swing? Judas swing is a fake price run. Good Bailey. What is it? Yeah, that's what buyers looking. Yeah, it's possible. Nah, bro. Check financial juice. He speaks at 10 a.m. He's speaking right now. Oh, interesting. You're right. It is on financial juice. Talking about what's Trump talking about at 10? Um, presidents. The president participates in the White House internship program class photo. Yeah, I don't think that's that important. It's just a class photo. But at 2:30, he's making an announcement. So 10 a.m. There's some house photo, whatever. Um, but 2:30, apparently he's making an announcement. So that's what's the most important. Microsoft has lowered their AI road expectations. Customers are complaining they're not seeing able to. That's what this was. Nah, I don't think that's real, bro. On my chart, didn't take out the low on SPX because you're looking at SPX. I'm looking at the S&P 500 mini contract for December. Anything to be cautious about after that? No, I don't think it's anything serious. 230 points? Oh shit. That is pretty serious. It doesn't look like that much on the 15-minute chart. Um, I would assume it's not I don't think it's anything crazy. I think it was just they want to send it lower, you know. When news came out, I don't know. Even TradingView doesn't know. 15 minutes ago, TradingView said that Wall Street's gonna open higher. And here we are down here. They're still trying to figure out something. They're still trying to figure it out what it was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what it was, but it could have been anything. It could be no news. Maybe it just went lower. My daily target would be up here. Now it's a lot, but and again, right now I'm more neutral. I'm not necessarily bullish right now. I just want to see. Right now, I'm waiting to see if it's gonna show me it's bullish. There's nothing like telling me like, oh yeah, I guarantee it. We're going up here, guys. Longs today. No, because I don't know what's gonna happen from that pre-market move. Now, I'm anticipating, and my game plan is gonna be to look for longs, and this is my target. But I need to be more convinced. Need to be more convinced. Employment drops. This is 9 a.m. though. That's a lot of that time after news. So I don't think Microsoft news would do this much for the Nasdaq. Possible, but I really don't think. I feel like if that's the case, bro, then I don't trust any of this. It's not like anything major. Yeah, I see the Microsoft stuff, but this move started at 9:01. Yeah, I see the financial juice stuff. I don't know. I don't personally believe. Then they just put it. Oh, is everything here blue? I don't know. Personally, I don't think that's what it is, but who knows? It definitely impacts, but like it's not gonna be 250-point drop in minutes. This is like Trump saying something that's really important type of drop, you know? It wasn't just like a, oh yeah, we're not making that much money. But I don't know, yeah, Financial Juice seems to think that it's just some Microsoft AI sales. The ADP job reports was way earlier, so I wouldn't assume that this drop was from that. I personally think it was just manipulated. I don't think it was news at all. This IFG could play for sure. Well, doesn't matter because we're going to be doing the exact same thing that we always do. Opening range gap, closing price yesterday, opening price today. We'll go with that. These are the quadrants of the daily fair value gap. So what I want to see, if we get right now, something like this, I'd go long, target like org 50, low hanging fruit. Something as simple as that could be just a very simple, easy trade idea. Anyways, same thing as the other days, guys. We just gotta demonstrate patience and be content with whatever market gives us. So right now, I want to see the sell side be engaged and see if there's a willingness to move higher from the sell side. We're inside that daily PD array, which is key. So I want to see that follow through. Let's say we get something like this, 30 points. Yes, we may have to trade the micro. We'll see. I mean, Nasdaq's a stronger asset, so I'd prefer to trade the Nasdaq. We're 3 for 3 on the week on my live account, so I definitely want to be a little bit cautious giving profits back. Not the best week, but still 3 for 3. So you definitely want to manage your money. So if there's something really not clear, so see how we're not taking the sell side? Yeah, that's not what I want to see. I'm not just gonna all of a sudden be like, oh, we can take a long off this inversion. No, I would need a lot more narrative building before I just look for a long, because I want to see those lows get taken, right? We're gonna come down all the way here. I know there's an SMG there, so, but I don't like that SMT personally. Just setting up the broker account. How's everyone been doing, man? How are you guys? Just tuned in. Thoughts? I want to wait for it to show me it's bullish. You guys been good, bro? Mid? Yes, so 1 hour low. Why don't you like it? Like what? The model even has informed if you got 2 alphas with your code. If you use my code for alpha futures, please send me a message on Discord so I can add you into a giveaway. If you don't care about the giveaway, then okay, that's fine. But and then I appreciate you either way. But if you want to be a part of the giveaway, I'm gonna give away 3 accounts. I think we'll do 2 or 3, depending on how nice I feel. I think we'll do it tomorrow because they're still 30% off today. You're over winter, bro. I hate winter, bro. Winter sucks. Winter sucks. Use it like 7 times. Message me on Discord. If you use my code, message me on Discord if you want to join the giveaway. It's got to be on Discord. I can't chase TikTok usernames and stuff like that. Am I bullish? I'm waiting for it to show me it's bullish. But right now, I want to see if we can take take out the sell side here. You can just DM me. Yeah, the numbers on the account works. 7 times. 7. Why I only 7 is like a crazy. You use them until you like realistically. If you have the money and it's 30% off, you're gonna keep getting it until you get your 3 funded. You know, assuming you have the money, and then you'd be good. 1 payout should be more than enough. Even if it's a $500 payout, multiply that by 3. That's 1,500. That's like 20 accounts or 30 accounts. Black Friday versus Christmas. That's no. I'm hoping there's something, but I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't want to see the S&P hold. No. In fact, I want to see if there was an inversion here. I'd be shorting right now. It's probably on the 30-second, 15-second. That's not like I would. I think a short like this is such an easy trade. But the risk reward is not the best. So we're just gonna watch it. And there's no fair value gap in here, so we could be choppy. Dollar chart is DXY. What area are you from? I'm from Toronto, Canada. I know ES is taking sell side, guys. I know. There's a time and place where I would prefer to see an SMT, but this is not one of it. This is not one of them. Now, had we taken this and then immediately expanded higher? Okay, sure. But this little narrow, weak run, ES barely running down through the sell side. We got 1 tick below, which is enough. It's enough for sure, but I just don't trust it. I want to see a more energetic run below the sell side. I want it to really engineer the highs, you know, show like if it's a real manipulation. You think about it like this: you want the manipulation to be so good that you would even consider shorting it. That's the idea, right? That's the type of clean manipulation that I want to see. The kind of manipulation that I would click sell on to target the lows and then put my stop here. So anyways, I mean, there's no rush. Also, right? We have 10 a.m. news. There's a small fair value gap in here. I'm not going to label it, but there is a small gap in here. So we'll see if that delivers the sell side, or if we, make a higher high. Maybe we stay consolidated for some time. As of right now, not much has happened. Just going around 9:30, open up, down, now back up. We will take a look at the YM chart. The YM didn't drop as much, I believe. Oh no, it did drop as much, but it's already moved higher. Their reaction from the daily bullish fair value gap high, similar to ES. Let's take a look at dollar. Now I want to leave an alert here because if dollar is making a lower low, so dollar had a strong drop at 9:30. And if we take a look at the S&P chart, I believe it also traded to its daily bullish fair value gap high. So a little bit out of sync, but not really. YN just a little bit higher than the others. Again, nothing really interesting in here. You can tell it's slow, overlapping. Nothing clear. You can kind of see both sides. Like, are we going to reject this fair value gap and make a lower low? Or are we going to hold the SMT and move higher? Kind of 50-50, in my opinion. There's no convincing displacement away, but we're also not moving lower. So we just got to wait for it to be more clear. Stay patient, not rushing. Right now, it's just going sideways. I wouldn't want to be in a trade short or long right now. Well, if I had to choose, I would prefer shorts with a stop here, but it's not worth the risk. Where is the SMT and the taken out? It's this blue line right here. So if you look at the right chart, it's been taken out. But over here, it hasn't been. Bias. I'm more neutral today, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna see if it can show me that it's bullish. You know, I don't have a clear bullish bias today. I am still bullish higher time frame. Um, unless we take out Monday's low or Monday's wick like 50%, I'm still bullish higher time frame. But going into today, it's not the clearest. I can't just say I'm bullish today. I'm expecting higher prices. I can't just say that right now. It's more neutral, if anything. Any more information? Yeah, we have 10 a.m. news, so 20 minutes we have news. Good luck, Christoph. I'm not the only one that doesn't feel comfortable placing something. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't know. If you guys saw my A plus, let me put you guys on, bro. I'm gonna put every single one of you in chat on. No glaze. I'm gonna put you guys on. This video on my YouTube channel, I posted it yesterday. My A plus trading checklist for 2026. You've never seen a checklist like this. Everyone's checklist is always some BS trade model and doesn't really talk about what a really good high quality trade setup is. It's 11 minutes. I go over each point very quickly. You can literally watch it while you're on the toilet. But trust me, when you watch this video, you're going to realize that when there's one part of this checklist missing, the trade is not good. Like, you're going to implement it without even, like, I don't even have to convince you. The moment you watch it, you're going to be like, oh shit, I trade ICT. Every single trade needs to meet this checklist. I can guarantee you that. So if you trade ICT and do not have a checklist, now you may already use some of those things without realizing, but trust me, it's very important. It's very important. You'll realize, you'll know as soon as you watch it, you're like, damn, I need to make sure that my trades have every single one of these things. And I'm going to be using that. I've been using it for like about a year now. And I'm going to be using it probably for the end of time. Someone said, is it seek and destroy today? It could be, but right now we don't even have any run on buy side or sell side. This is consolidation. So consolidation, not the same thing as seek and destroy, right? Is it cooked if I eat an Oreo before breakfast? I have no more food here and I'm hungry. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Fuck, bro. Seek and destroy would be running buy side, sell side, buy side, sell side. I mean, I ate a banana and some yogurt, but that's like baby food, bro. I need the overall bias. The higher time frame bias is still bullish. The Oreo depends on goals. I am trying to gain weight, so. Are they double stuffed? No, they're. Listen, I used to not be a fan of Oreos. Like, they were so mid, you know? I used to always think Oreos were just super mid. Like, they're not bad, but I would never choose Oreos out of the shelf. And to be honest, yeah, they might still be mid. But if there are, I don't know, sometimes it low-key hits, bro. Chips Ahoy Chewy, bro. I have those two, I ain't gonna lie. Everyone likes Oreos, huh? Nutter Butters? I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. Oreos are gas? They're good. Listen, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you one thing for sure. The double stuffed or the birthday cake ones, those are good, bro. Damn, you guys actually eat Oreos and milk? That's weird. That's crazy. We're inside of a daily inversion. That's what I have annotated here. Red velvet Oreos? That's not even Oreo anymore, bro. That's a different thing, bro. Red velvet Oreo is fire? How about wait no. Try Oreos and milk. Wait for it. let it go soggy. It's Lang. Lang. First of all, I don't know what that means. Second of all, I guess I'll try, bro. To be honest, I do have milk. I have one eval passed and one still zero. Should I focus on passing the second one and copy trade? If you have zero payouts, I would stick to going one by one because it increases your chance of a payout. How come you didn't short? The market is consolidating right now. I wouldn't trust Trump telling me to buy right now or short. Wouldn't trust a single trade idea. We're probably going to be waiting till after 10 a.m. now. Right. So as soon as I see this, my mind immediately goes to 950 macro. But because we have 10 a.m. news today, just gonna wait till after 10. Okay. Let's say the market just all of a sudden goes boom. Okay, I missed it. What am I supposed to do about that? I didn't even if I wanted to click buy, there isn't a single clear setup. If you looked at my checklist from that video, there is no way you would be taking a trade right now. 0% chance. There's no clear setup. There's no clear draw. There's no clear narrative. Intermarket analysis, you could argue it aligns, but not. I mean, I guess you could say it does because YM is moving higher, so you can make that argument. But there's just simply no way. As soon as you said boom, my trading view crashed. That's funny. So I guess while we wait till 10 a.m., we'll definitely stay here, see if we run the sell side. Now, again, what I want to see, not what I expect, what I want would be something like this. If it forms like that with speed and displacement and convinces me like, okay, that's a clear manipulation and a clear, rejection, I guess you can say. This is what I want. What time frame? It's this low right here. I mean, it's the most prominent, obvious low. Sure, there's this one and this one, but I mean, come on. This one is staring right at me. Have you seen ICT gaps in between quadrants? If so, could you explain the market is doing nothing? ICT is gaps in between quadrants. Yes. Are you talking? But I need you to ask a question. Like, what are you trying to ask? NQES mark. Dollar should be inverse correlation. This is hideous. Just wait. Wouldn't you rather price action be like this than give you a setup and then you trade it and then it does this anyways? I'm okay with this as long as it's not giving me buy and sell signals. This is fine, bro. If it wants to listen, if today wants to be a no trade day, I hope it does this the entire 2 hours, and I'll sit here happy because it didn't, fake me out. If it's gonna be hideous, I want it to be so clear. You have a mentorship? No. We're about to sweep that low. Dollars going up. Dollars inside of a 5-minute bearish. So we'll see what it does. We did leave equal highs on dollar, so. What is your favorite Arabic food? I like that grilled chicken that they make at shawarma places. And with yellow rice and garlic sauce. Someone knows how ES can impact NQ. They don't impact each other, but they move together. It's like a relay. It's like a, I don't know. It's like they're in the same race side by side, Did you trade PM or lunch session yesterday? I was looking, but did not take any trades. It was really slow at the time of 2:30. 2 to 2:30 was really slow. I don't know if you were watching. And then I wanted to trade the last hour, but I didn't get a chance to get on my computer. So I don't know I never even got to finish my study. So I don't know exactly. I guess we can do that now. What happened in the final hour? I would have expected a move higher, but I don't know if that's actually what happened. Final hour. Okay, literally did nothing at all. So thankfully I didn't trade that because that's awful. Yeah, I wanted longs, but is there anything I would have taken? Maybe this. The risk reward is not that good. I don't think I would have taken a trade either way. Hopefully not, at least. If you have two fundings and no payout yet, how do you decide which one to trade on? I'm going to tell you. Listen, if you have multiple accounts, but you don't want to copy trade, what do? I'm going to tell you, okay? You're going to take advantage of the drawdown that you have. So you're going to trade account 1. If you win, you stay on account 1. If you lose, you switch accounts. Every time you lose, you're going to switch accounts. And every time you win, you're going to stay on the same account. What's the purpose of doing this? for one, you're not going to feel the losses as heavily because every time you lose, you're going to another account. Two, if you win a couple of trades in a row, well, you'll be eligible for a payout, especially if you're trading with alpha futures. So if you can win a couple trades in a row, that's a payout, right? So take advantage of that. If you lose, you're one and done, switch accounts, right? And hopefully you, even if you do go on a lose streak, you won't really feel it that bad. But if you go on a win streak, you'll likely be eligible for a payout, especially if you're with alpha futures. So that's my advice if you have multiple accounts, but you don't want to copy trade. Now, realistically, if you end up getting like 30 accounts, you'll do something similar, but you'll have groups, of 6 or 10, I don't have 30 accounts. I'm happy with my stack, what I'm trading right now, but that's the idea. YM is the Dow Jones Index. How do you view the correlation between NQES, YM, and dollar index? Should they all be in sync? So NQES and YM ideally should be in sync. Now sometimes YM is a little bit reckless because it's only 30 stocks. So it's influenced more heavily by, the percentage sway of each stock. However, NQ and ES, I really want to see those in sync. Meaning if one is bullish, I want to see the other one also showing me it's bullish. Dollar index is inverse correlation. If I'm bullish on NASDAQ, I want to see dollar going down. That's risk off scenario. How does consistency rule work on qualified accounts? It's a rule that has one simple statement. You don't have to follow the rule every single day. You just have to meet the requirement of the rule when it's time to request a payout. So don't worry about the consistency rule every single day. Oh, how much can I make? Don't do it like that. You're going to hurt your trading for no reason. The rule is simply, it only applies for when you're requesting the payout. As long as you meet the requirement of the consistency rule on the day you request payout, you'll be eligible. So what's the requirement? The requirement is simply your total profit on the account, whatever that number is. Take that number and find 40% of that number. Okay? Let's say you made $10,000. 40% would be $4,000. Okay? As long as your best trading day is not more than $4,000, you're consistent, right? They'll view you as a consistent trader. That's the idea. The goal of a consistency rule is to prevent people from getting an account, full porting the account, risking $2,000 right away to make a large sum of money, and then just request a payout. Because that didn't really show that, they just kind of got lucky. Anyone can just full port and get lucky. So enter with 2 macros and then another 2 if I'm confident my setup is working. Is that spamming? No. The spamming orders, it's called tick scalping. And unless you're purposely trying to do it, you probably will never tick scalp. It's simply, you're not allowed to for example, you're not allowed to spam buy and then close it right away just to make a little bit of money, I think the rule is 8 ticks or something, or it's a couple points. You should be fine. Is it operating in Kenya? Let me check. Two minutes or 10 ticks. Yeah, right. You prefer alpha over top step? Why? The payouts are easier. It's not available in Kenya, brother. I'm sorry. I would recommend for you in Kenya. I would try funding ticks. They have a really nice discount right now, and it's not. I don't like their rules at all, but it's really cheap. So at least you have that. 10 ticks and no less than 2 minutes. Is it if it's more than 10 ticks, it can be under 2 minutes though, right? Funded Next works in Kenya. I would do Funded Next then. Funded Next kind of expensive though, but Alpha does have Project X, yeah. Ticks is 0.25. So 10 ticks is 2 points. You skipped school for this shit? It's okay, bro. I mean, it's not even 10 a.m. Just be patient. I like it when I see this. No, I don't think they penalize you. Okay, we're seeing a move. You don't need a buffer, sir. No. And yes, you can request all your money. Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I'm to my knowledge, Alpha Futures is working on making it so it's 5 accounts. And I would love that. That would be the best thing that can happen. What will Alpha use? I think they're working on another platform that will be even better. I think they're calling it I don't know, I saw it on their website, Alpha X, some shit. My Fund Futures is solid. You do kind of need to build a buffer with them. So if my recommendation to most people, they'll make the payout cap smaller. It'll probably go down to 10K. Or whatever it goes down to. I don't care. I don't plan on requesting a max payout anyway. Even if they do reduce the max, it'll still be around 45 to 50,000 total, right? So it doesn't make a difference. If Alpha gets 5 allocated, it'll be the best profit on the market. Yeah, that would be so good. How much can you make per month with 3 zero accounts? 50Ks or 100Ks? How much of a buffer? On Alpha Zero, you don't need or on Alpha Futures, you don't need a buffer. With another prop firm, you should be above 2,000. Or at least above 1,500. No buffer? No, you don't need a buffer. It's super lit, yeah. If you win a couple trades, you can request a payout, and it's really nice. They're making their own Project X. I believe they're making their own platform. Yes. They haven't upgraded the payout cap on the 50Ks. But if you're getting payouts on the 50Ks, just go to the 100K, right? That's an upgrade in itself. How much can you make per month with 3 zero accounts, 50K? So let's talk the minimum. The minimum, okay? Let's say you take, I don't know. Let's say every month you can get, I want to take like the minimum. Let's say one payout a month, okay? Which is very easy with Alpha Futures. Okay, as long as you're not tilting and we'll do this. So you have 350Ks. Say you risk 200 per trade. 2R is 400. Okay, so 400 times 3, that's 1,200 per win. Let's say at the end of the month your net 5 wins. You can request $6,000. Divide by 50%. I mean, really, you're gonna get, if you're trading Alpha Zero, you're gonna get more than one payout because you're gonna have that money in there. So then all you need is winning days, you know. So if you get one payout in Alpha Zero, then you're very likely to get another one that same month because all you need is the 5 winning days now because you've already built some money to request. So I think we should do this math based on 2 payouts. So payout split's 90%. But in a week, you can get one payout per week only. No, it doesn't have to be 200 per day. Apex is a really good firm to scale with. No, you can request 1,500 would be the max. You can request 1,500, Vincent. I mean, realistically, if you get 1,500, 3 accounts, that's already 4,500. So divide by 90% profit split. That's $4,000. I mean, that's $4,000 on one max payout with Alpha Zero per month. That's like pretty good, you know? Assuming you have no other accounts. Yes, Vincent, correct. That's assuming you have no other accounts. You could always upgrade to the 100K. So, anyways, guys, we have news. If you're trading Alpha Futures, remember the 2-minute rule. So it's about to be 9:58. You don't want you don't want to enter. If you want to enter a trade, you got to enter it now. But make sure you don't get stopped out by news. What happens after you request 1,500? You have 1,500 left in the account to trade with, and you keep going. Do I know any people on a live account? I know people who trade with Alpha Prime. I don't know anyone on a live account. No. Let's go, Chooch. What do you use to trade copy? I use this. It's called Trade Copia. Trade Copia. Pretty good. No accounts. No accounts will not be blown. Can I exit a trade during news? No. No executions inside the news period, 2 minutes before or after. It's not free, no. There's no free trade copiers. Alpha Prime is like a headquarters. They have an actual trading floor. Yo, Alpha Prime is goated. If you live in the UK, guys, you should strive to trade with Alpha Prime. I'm not promoting them. But listen, they're gonna pay you a salary. They're gonna pay you to trade with them. You're gonna work on the trading headquarters floor, and you're gonna trade your accounts. And there's like a guy there who's been there for like 30 years, Market Pro or some shit. It's really fucking cool. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty goated. I don't know if Billy trades there or not. I think so. Right? I think he used to be there though. Like I don't know if he's I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him. For the 5 winning days on Alpha Zero, there is. It's $200. I always see him there, but I don't know if that's Alpha Prime or something else. You'll laugh at the ICT concepts there? Man. Listen, a real trader doesn't laugh at anyone's strategy. Let's just put it that way. When an X requires buffer. If you want to keep the account after the payout, yes, you need a buffer. Otherwise, you just blow it. Why go for long and your stream pops up? You probably popped up right at the moment I said I wouldn't long or something. Have you heard of X Funded? I have not heard of them, no. Alright, 10 a.m. news. I was really hoping for a lot more fun in that. Okay. There you go. See, the fact that we left this open means I wouldn't mind shorting if we can take this high and break lower. The fact that we left this open. Dollar may run its equal highs as well. So if dollar runs its equal highs, we'll see. This is really tough price action though. Listen, has anyone taken a trade yet? Be honest. Don't lie. Have you taken a trade yet? You have? No, no, no. Okay, most people saying no. A lot of people said yes. A lot blew my account. Come on, man. You gotta give yourself a chance to get a payout at least. You took a short stop loss break even. Damn, bro, where'd you enter? Right here? You don't need to buy CME data, no. No, but 2 more green days for my second ever payout. Congratulations, man. I missed a lot of chats. Everyone just started spamming. Honestly, I'm happy with either side. If we get something like this, or we get something like this, I think I could take either. Just be really diligent with the risk management and the targeting. Give me the suspension block. Hopefully this forms. This candle keeps going. I recommend Project X. I really like Project X. Okay, we put in a gap. We put in our first suspension block. No, don't blow the. Is it eval or funded, Rags? Suspension block. It's. See this fair value gap here? Well, forget that there's no fair value gap, but see how there's this candle single pass higher? Volume imbalance here, volume imbalance here. That's a suspension block. 2 volume imbalances on the top and the bottom of the candles. Okay. Now, I'm being honest. I kind of want to see if this offers a run lower. I wanted longs, but I demanded the sell side to get taken. And the fact that we haven't taken that is super red flag. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to see here. I wanted to see an inverse suspension block, but this is getting really strong. So there's a funded zero. I wouldn't like abandon the account rags because even if they deny the payout, they won't take the money away. So if you make a lot of money, okay, your payout gets denied, but you still have a lot of money on the account. So all you need is 5 winning days, right? So say you make I don't know $1,000 rags. You're eligible for payout. Request get denied. You still have that $1,000. You can scalp on eval, yeah. You can always scalp. It's just you can't tick. Like I think it's called tick manipulation or something. I don't know. No, I may take a trade. Obviously, we have to make a new game plan now because of that displacement. But to be honest, I still see 50-50. It's still kind of 50-50 for me. I still feel like, shouldn't say feel like, but the fact that we're trading inside this 30-minute Sibi, my data's not delayed. The fact that we're inside this 30-minute Sibi, still think we can make a lower low. I think it's possible. Dollar doing. The dollar's also moving higher. I mean, YM is already at the highs there. We'll just see. I mean, even if I wanted to get in long, I'd have to see a protraction model here. So maybe we'll wait. Well, we will have to wait for that either way, right? So we can just wait and see. See if we even get a model before I even second guess. Yeah, I see the breaker. Like the model's there. I'd have to still see a protraction model though, something like this. Right? Otherwise, there's still need my model to form. Is it a one-sided narrative? Return to NWOG. Rejecting off the 50% of the daily inversion. SMT, the lows with a strong displacement now. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I still feel like it could go lower. I don't know. If we get an inversion here, I feel like I'd want to short that personally. 30-minute gap, ORC 75, premium, relative equal lows left behind. We haven't explored opening range gap lower, right? 50% ORC, that's not been touched. ORC 25 has been, but let's just see what we do in here. It'll be telling. I kind of want to go like both ways. I would prefer it inverse, and I would rather take a short here if I'm being honest. Like I would rather take a short. I don't trust none of this. This unfinished business. We never really ran sell side. Just one tick below pre-market. Regular trading hours never offered that sell side level. We have a sell side pool here that's never been taken in regular trading hours. I want to see that get traded to. We're in a premium above the opening range gap. Dollar took out its highs, which is not good because it means dollar could go lower now, but the thing is though, now that even if I get this inversion, it's 2R best case scenario. Right, even if I click sell right here, that's 2R in itself. I like how we put a civvy right here. To be honest, it's like 50-50 to me. Like, if we were to inverse higher, I feel like I'd also take that. I feel like I need to see what happens right now. Like, I could, yes, right now I can see both sides. But if I get a clear inversion, I prefer lower. Now, what I want to see here is if we trade up, touch, go down, I'll just sell it right there. I don't need a retest or nothing. 50-50 no trade right now. But if we get a very clean inversion, that's very telling. Intermarket analysis would align with ES and Q. Dollar's moving lower now after taking those highs. Dollar is moving lower. We'll see if dollar inverses this gap. I'll set an alert right here. That's your org. What happens in here is very crucial, I feel like. If we get one candle all the way up, boom, I could trust that protraction model. Because dollar is going lower. But if dollar finds support in here, we'll just have to wait. There's that SIBI. Pretty sensitive so far. I'll take it on NQ. Dollar's gonna inverse lower. There's no intermarket analysis right now. Besides NQ and ES doing the same thing. The dollar's moving lower. There's speed. If we can come up and touch that blue box, I think I would. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If dollar was going higher, I would. But dollar's moving lower. There's no intermarket analysis supporting my trade idea, and that's a part of the checklist. Maybe if YM can also inverse, but I can't take it if there's no intermarket analysis. I want an A+ trade. I don't want to trade against dollar. Dollar inverse, dollar's moving lower. That's bullish for me. This is what I'm looking at now. This 2-minute fair value gap. And if we get an order block here, I would take that. With the dollar going lower inside of new week. Strong candle here. YM maybe also finding support inside its bullish fair value gap. Strong candle here. We trade to the high. I'll buy that with a stop loss here. Otherwise, we just wait. Still inside that 4-minute, 5-minute fair value gap being supported. This is a suspension block. Yeah, right now I see higher. And if we get up here, I'll buy that. I may opt out of this one on the live account, but the risk actually. I think it's pretty good risk. 80 bucks a micro. I want to see speed. I want to buy the strength here. That's not that strong. Dollar's kind of just consolidating now. It's not clear. I don't know where it's going to go. If this candle absolutely just went higher, I would buy that. Target the highs all the way up here. It's a really good risk optimized setup, right? I was, I'm scouting something like this, but I think there's nothing clear. You could argue the short now, but now we're just bouncing back and forth. I don't like that. If dollar was moving higher, it would be very easy for me to look for longs. But also, dollar's just consolidating, so we probably don't want to really refer to dollar, if I'm being honest. Dollar's just going sideways. Dollar's already been bearish the entire day and took out its daily objective. So we can't really use dollar as an effective measure of the move strength or whatever. We have to primarily rely on NQES and YM. If we get something like this, we touch this and go, I can sell it inside that suspension block. What's the risk reward on something like that? I'd probably go stop right here. That's not the best risk reward. I don't think we have a trade here yet. We have to be patient. Don't think I have a trade here. not like we're missing much anyways. Yeah, I think we have to just abandon dollar analysis because dollar's literally consolidating at that objective. It's been weak the entire day. That's all the information we have. Otherwise, dollar is just going sideways. Right now, it looks pretty bearish. That's what I think it's more likely to do. But this very second, not clear. If there was better risk to reward, I could short it here. 4-minute inversion. I guess I could put my stop here. Not even 2R. It's not a risk optimal setup. I mean, I know 1R is my minimum, but usually I want 1R to be like very easy. In this case, 1R is my target, my best case scenario objective is 1R. That's low. We never inverse that suspension block. There's another suspension block right here. I don't know. Genuinely, I'm 50-50. I definitely can see both sides right now. Like, if it goes higher, I think it's going to go higher. And if it goes lower, I think it's going to go lower. Like, whatever the next couple candles direction is, that's the direction I think it's going to go. You know, that's I'm being completely honest with you guys. Whatever the next couple of candles do, I think that's where it's going to go. And by then, it'll probably be too late, you know? So, I'm just being transparent. We're probably going to have to wait till 10:30 to find something more clear, you know? The good news is, if it does go higher, we have a lot of room to find a trade, right? A lot of room. If it goes lower, listen, even if I do take a short right now, I don't want to short, even if I short it like right now, like the short is not that good, you know? 1.9R at my best case scenario target. That's not the best. Yeah, DXY is just going sideways, so no clear depiction there. So, unless you have a stop loss here, which I wouldn't really be comfortable with, I'm not really missing out anything on the shorts. That's not a good reason to long, but the fact I'm 50-50. What would be an indication for me? Like, if we closed above here, I would see that as a bullish order block. Inverse suspension block. And I definitely think it could just go higher for the rest of the hour, meaning until 10:30. Yeah, so because of this one candle, I think it's gonna keep going higher. Is it worth taking a trade on? It's not the cleanest setup, but it would look something like this. The risk to reward is really good on a trade like that. If there was a clean, okay, the 3-minute chart looks pretty clean. Yo, this 3-minute inversion could be a buy. That's a really nice, clean, obvious 3-minute setup, in my opinion. Best case scenario is 3 risk to reward. If we get above these highs, I'm sure we can reduce our stop loss slightly. So maybe we can get in on this 3-minute inversion if it happens. My stop loss, it's not the best. Pretty good. I'd probably put it right here. Damn, we didn't inverse. We have to wait another minute. Yeah, of course it doesn't get the 3-minute. It always does that. It always does that. Like, it'll inverse in the next 3 minutes by the time it's up there, you know? It's funny. Yeah, a lot of people got burned on shorts. I can't check your trade right now, brother. I'm literally trying to take a trade of my own live right now. How could I potentially review the trade that you just took? The one thing I really like about the longs is we have new week opening gap there. Always safe. Always safe to take a trade towards NWOG. I may buy that. Watching this candle right now. If it trades back up to 50% of the inversion, I'll buy it there. Wouldn't this be so good if both longs and shorts just got invalidated? I feel so good then. Okay, we come back to the OB. If we come back up to 50% of this inversion, I'll buy it there. With the stop loss here. If it's bearish, it shouldn't come back up here. With deferred protraction model. What would the risk be? Oh, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good risk. Mm -hmm. 50-50, guys. It's super 50-50. Like, immediately. Now, what do I see? 3-minute bearish fair value gap. It's going to probably inverse this. I don't see anything clear, man. I don't. We took this high and then broke down. Maybe a YM if there was an SMT. Okay, maybe the shorts are a little bit cleaner. But there's nothing clear here. You know, I'm glad we haven't taken a trade. If I was in a long, I would not be feeling good. If I was in a short, I guess I'd be feeling pretty good now, given that we had this most recent inversion. I'm in a short and I don't feel good. See both sides are a clear draw on liquidity. Like the sell side underneath, you're right. It's unfinished business. I definitely agree with you. But these highs right here, way too smooth, man. Way too smooth. Just look at that beautiful. Those highs will be taken at some point. And I'm happy to say that so far we have not taken a trade. I'm glad that we didn't hop in that long, and I'm glad that we didn't hop in this short because both people would have been stopped out. If you're shorting now, probably feel a little bit better. If we get below this low, I would look. If we get a protraction model here, that's something I would be willing to engage with because now that we have the full mitigation block, the protraction model is a lot stronger, and the risk to reward would be good. We'll see. Otherwise, it's back to 930 opening price, and we go sideways. What do I prefer? Personally, I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Should I run a poll and see what you guys are thinking? Is it as 50-50 as that? To me, it's genuinely 50-50 right now. I need more time. I need more information. I need 10:30 open. Yeah, I need more information. Just be super transparent. If I was in a short, I would not be feeling good right now. I can definitely say that much. Yeah, just stay patient. I asked the poll in YouTube. Let's see what the votes are. I know TikTok chat can't see, but here. So far, the poll's pretty 50-50. Someone says 65-35. I don't know how you became those numbers, but leaning a little bit more towards up. Valid because the last candle went up. I did not have a bullish bias today. Today I was neutral, waiting for longs. It's different. I didn't come into the day. Today I'm bullish, very clear, guys. Looking for longs only. Uh, that's not what the game plan was for me today. Anyway, yeah, the poll's pretty 50-50. 100, wow, 115 votes. 115 votes, but how many likes do I have? Probably not even above 50. It's pretty 50-50 in the votes too. It's super 50-50, guys. I want to see 1030. Give me a clear manipulation. That's what I want to see. I want a clear manipulation at 1030. The first hour was second hour, which was the same thing that happened Monday and Tuesday. We waited till 1030 and we found a really nice trade setup. I traded on the down. I don't know what you traded, but that's not a move that I would be looking to capture. We've now reclaimed this as a bullish fair value gap. Yeah, dollar is going lower. Dollar on the breakout. It's a little bit early for me though. If this was 1030, I'd be in a trade right now. But 1025, like I said, I don't like entering a trade at the end of the like around 1020 to 1020-30, like, unless it's super clear. Like super clear. I have a buy limit. You got to put a sell stop. More than one chart on Project X? Yeah, there is. You just go here, click this button. You can put all the charts if you want, bro. The poll is done. It's 60-40. A little bit more people think up. That's probably just because it's been going up right now, though. Cool. We also left these equal lows. We may clean that up later. But these highs, too, are really smooth. We'll have to see. A little bit of excitement in here. We had a couple of trade ideas, but still remain flat. Again, if I was in a long or short right now, I would not feel comfortable. I've paid for TradingView, yeah. Oh, I'm still looking for a trade, yeah. I'm just gonna have to wait for better time. My next key time, 1030. Then I'm looking at 1050. YM did go higher, DX did go lower. So as of right now, I think it's gonna move up, but I wouldn't risk any money behind that idea personally. But on just the premise that dollar broke lower with this objective that we set a while ago for dollar, and YM broke higher, I think NQ and ES may want to follow. So right now it's either sideways or up, in my opinion. I can trade right after open, but I need an A plus setup. There's one model that I trade from 9:30 to 9:45. It doesn't form that often, but when it does form, I am ready to execute. This is TradingView. Bias right now. This very second, if I had to pick one side, I would choose up. My classic model. My fund future, solid firm. How to unlock your account to trade on Top Step? Anyone know? Wait, what? You should be able to trade with it as soon as you get it. Why 1030? 1030 is the next 1 hour of trading in regular trading hours. So this sums up our first hour from 9:30 to 10:30. Now the next hour is gonna start. You know the process to join Alpha Prime? I have no idea, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You may need a live account with Alpha Futures, I think. Bro, look how clean YM was, man. Look at the clean ass protraction models here, here, NWOG, November 28th high buy side. Why can't we get this? Thank you for the sauce, of course, my brother. When did you get your first payout? March 2023 or 2024. 2024. I have Orc CE here. Yeah, why are you asking is the market open? What type of question is that, bro? When should someone make that move? My live account, I started it this year. When should you make it? I have the best answer for you. For people who always ask me, when should I get my first account? When should I get my first funded? When should I open my live account? You should do it when you get to a point where you don't need to ask someone when you should do it. Okay? You shouldn't have to ask. You'll know. You know? Once you know, then you do it. If you have to ask, it's not time to do it yet. Fuck. Just happened. Yo, that was crazy. Did that happen to anyone else? How tall are you in dicks? 511. The TikTok community is really funny. Although they do troll me a lot and they hate on me a lot, and I mean a lot, they are really funny. I use interactive brokers for live. How much hours were you putting in when you first started versus now? I still be putting in. Okay, when I first started, bro, morning to bedtime every day, I had no life. In the gym, still ICT, everywhere, bro. School, mind you, I was in school when I first started, but I would trade in school, so I would trade in class. So any time I had time, I'd be working. YouTube, no, I like the YouTube chat more personally. You guys don't troll me. And generally speaking, I'm a pretty serious guy when I trade, so if we get something like this, I would consider taking a long. 1030 open, power 3, target the equal highs here. This fair value gap and premium, low hanging fruit, sweep the equal lows. Is that why I don't play music? Yeah. I'm not the most entertaining, but I do take this very seriously. I do balance training and homework. I put the very least amount of effort into school. Now, I'll be honest. I am pretty, I don't want to say gifted, but I was always just really good at school, assignments, exams. I was always good at that stuff, you know? Whenever the teacher says something, it would just stick with me, you know? So it was easy for me. But my mindset was, now I still finished with like pretty good grades, but my mindset was I just need to pass. Every single time I did an assignment or anything, I just need to pass. That was my goal. As long as I can get to 60, I'll move on. There were some close calls, man. There was one time, guys, there was a time, I'm not even joking, you guys. In order to pass the course, I needed 100% on the final. I'm not even joking. I was so bummy when I found out, and I got the 100, and I passed. Felt really good. I passed with 1% to spare, so maybe I could have got away with a 99, but I was stressed. When I found out, I was telling everyone, I'm like, fuck, bro, like I fucked up, man. Well, I don't want to do one more year. I don't want to come back. And then I got 100% anyways, bro. So I really had to lock in for a moment. Pretty volatile candle there, but again, we're just kind of going sideways. I don't trust anything here. I still see this, and I still see this. We're doing this first, so my eyes jump to these equal lows. How am I going to take a trade, though? I don't know. Because Is that an hourly? Like, what am I going to trade this inversion fair value gap? Target the equal lows? Like, makes no sense. I do study a lot of ICT. You're going to have analysis paralysis to start, and that's fine. Accept it, and eventually you'll start filtering out things that you don't need. It all works out. Yeah, still, I mean, listen. I want to take a new poll because I asked earlier in the stream. Everyone said they didn't take a trade. Who still hasn't taken a trade? Or you know what? Better yet, who has taken a trade? Did anyone trade from 10 a.m. to 10:34 anywhere in this price action? Did you take a trade? You probably got cooked unless you're in a trade right now. Some people did. A lot of people. A lot of people did. 2 break evens. Good management, bro. That's good management. I haven't taken a trade but break even. Nice. You did, Noah? If you guys look at the checklist, you wouldn't have taken any trades here. If you, not if you looked at it, if you followed it. If you were following the A plus checklist, and if I want to follow my own A plus checklist, there's no way that I should be taking a trade in any of these 1-minute candles. There wasn't a single setup where all 6 criteria was formed. Unless, like, nah, I wouldn't say so. This guy said I took an F plus trade. And now we just expand higher. So, not really catchable. Because this candle just went boop. So, we'll see. If we can get, I still don't mind taking a protraction from here to here. So, why the sudden bullish candle? Brother, I'm not the candle whisperer. I don't know. Because maybe we're going to go higher and take out the buy side. That's why. Maybe this is manipulation. We get an inversion here and we run the sell side. It's still pretty 50-50 for me. The only difference is about the longs is you can manage the risk off of this gap here. This is an important gap in my opinion. PM session opens officially at 1:30. DXY is moving higher now. So we'll see. If DXY can reject off of this 5-minute, take out the lows, we can maybe frame a high probability long. So something like this. If we get something like this and dollar rejects, that's a good long in my opinion. 1030 done some business lower. We trade into here. I need to see some correlation though. I want to see dollar should be inverse correlation with Nasdaq. I know there's a city in there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. I mean, it's still early, but I would be worried about those equal lows if price came up here and I hadn't taken off any money. Right now, I think price is gonna reach this buy side, and then maybe inside the 1050 macro going into lunch, potentially run those lows. Now that's a lot of interpretation, but I think that narrative's strong. I need to see it come back into this fair value gap for me to consider a buy. And also dollar needs to reject. I think it's safe to say we didn't really miss anything. Unless we're going to argue about YM. YM's almost at that daily objective. I'm Middle Eastern, yeah. My buy side target is the pre-market highs. I need to see it retrace here. You want to see it inversely correlated. Yeah, right now, I mean, overall on the day, like right now we're moving lower on dollar. I was hoping that little breakout made it a little bit cleaner, but dollar hit the daily objective, so 5-minute FEG, 5-minute FEG. I know about the 5-minute FEG, bro. You don't have to remind me. Don't worry. There's nothing I'm gonna miss. Sometimes I miss things, but it's really rare. I know exactly what I'm looking for. You don't have to worry. If you're doing it out of concern, I'm gonna assume that's why. Okay, we're getting that retracement. That's step one. Step two, dollar needs to reject. Dollar is not rejecting. In fact, dollar is really going higher. In fact, dollar may run the buy side here. That's full org closure, by the way. And that's a market structure shift. Right here. City, org 100%, market structure shift, dollars moving higher. If we get below this low, I'll probably short that. What's the risk on that? 1.6 to the equal lows, 3.7 to the best case scenario. I like the synergy here. So YM moving lower. YM's also potentially pivoting lower. Dollar strong. Premium City or 100. We're at a very crucial moment. If this candle right here, right now, trades down here, I'll short it. Stop loss here. Take something small off here. Or maybe just break even here and target the sell side. This candle has to lay a body down. This is the one moment in time where everything's aligning. Dollar's moving higher. YM's also pivoting lower from the new week opening gap. Although we still have that higher time frame objective, these equal lows is a very easy low-hanging fruit. Very easy scalp idea. And we have the full org closure as well. And you can see the body stopping right there. Right on the top of that city. Kind of telling in my opinion, but we'll see. This candle has to trade down now. To right here. I'll even put a sell stop. I want it to convince me. Most convincing. I'm going to remove the sell stop and see what the next candle does. Because this candle didn't immediately come down, I'm going to wait one more candle. I see the volume imbalance in here. Reason for entering. The equal lows here is a low-hanging fruit, easy objective. 1030 primarily ran the buy side, not running any sell side. Premium bearish for value gap, market structure shift, org 100% confluence, and dollar's moving higher. Dollar has a 5-minute inversion. So I think dollar can reach higher. It's really good risk. I see one-sided right now because of dollar. Intermarket analysis is good. Clear drawn liquidity. It's definitely more favored towards shorts, assuming we get the setup, right? Because it's only favored if we get the order block, but otherwise, I don't think it's bearish. We have to get the OB. I would see one-sided. A lot of confluences on the trades. The SIBI, the bearish for value gap, market structure shift, org 100%, and then the order block for the entry. YM also pivoting lower. Dollar, 5-minute inversion. That's the most recent thing that's happened on dollar. I'm not saying dollar is bullish, but a most recent 5-minute inversion on dollar is crucial. Does time align? Yes, time also aligns in my trade because 1030 put in a low, not taking out this one, and only went up. So to me, I'm viewing that as a potential PO3. There are some red flags to the trade. But I mean, it hasn't even formed, right? The idea was like, if it forms, then it's really good. It didn't form. There's no setup in here. Not for me, at least. Reversal model criteria did not meet. Protraction model criteria, we would have had to form this order block right here, which we didn't. So all that analysis, all that idea talking was for pretty much nothing. However, if we get something like this, I can short that as well with the same concepts in mind, except this time 1050 macro. So we're approaching that time where I want to see an opposing price run. So I would prefer this idea over the one I just explained to you guys. Notice I said idea. It's just an idea. Because it's inside that 1050 macro. I'd want to see a higher high, though. We have to wait for a higher high. So waiting patiently. First step, see if we get the higher high. As long as we follow our A+ checklist, I mean, we'll be safe, right? I think for simplicity's sake, let's just label this. So no higher high. Dollar still moving up. YM giving us a protraction model short. If we get a failure swing here and NQ dumps lower, I may short it early because dollar YM looks pretty bearish. Like YM did a lot of business, man. We took out a lot of highs on YM. Yeah, we had the daily high, but got buy side here. I just used dollar. Small bullish fair value gap in here. So far sensitive. Aligns with the order block. Just watching it. There we make a higher high. So far SMT. We'll see if that stays true. I would want to see an SMT here because it's with YM as well. I don't know if it'll stay. I don't have any ideas as opposed to that. We'll just wait and see. Like ES will take the highs as well. YM still no. I'll set an alert here for YM. See if it wants to break that SMT. SMT is still there with ES. ES has not taken the high. The candles are getting smaller in here. I want to see some speed pick up. Take a look at the dollar chart. Why is dollar got to be moving down now, man? Like, well, honestly, dollar's probably cooked us today. Just by using dollar when it's going sideways. Just Tradovate and TradingView? Well, you'd have to take the trade on Tradovate, but use TradingView to chart. I don't know who Lane Kiffin is. Rashada goes lower before the highs. Maybe not. You can connect it, yes, but copy trade, no. You would need to take the trades on Tradovate. So far, still bullish. Why don't you connect TradeAway to TradingView? For a couple of reasons. For starters, the main reason, when I'm doing my charting analysis, like you're watching right here, I want to make sure it's on the mini chart, NASDAQ E-mini, not the micro. But I want to execute the micro, okay? So I can't do that unless I'd have to keep flipping charts back and forth, and that's not clean for the recording, and it's not clean in general. It gets messy. So it's very easy for me to just open up a paper account, stay on the NQ Mini, and just do all my analysis here. Also, on top of that, it doesn't really matter to me because I have a trade copier set up. So if I just take my trades on here and it'll just copy for me, right? So it's also easier that way. Project X is a really good execution platform because I can just drag the SL, drag the TP. It's very quick, easy way to copy all the accounts in one trade. Why don't you chart the mini? It's not really the worst. It's not the end of the world if you don't want to chart the micro, but the micro can offer more wicks. Is pretty much what it is. The reason there's more wicks, on the micro, is because the books are thinner, meaning less liquidity, I guess would be the right term. There's less orders at each level, so meaning the wicks, when they go, if you want to say absorb up all the orders, higher or lower, you get usually more animated wicks. So I just want to make sure I'm getting the most precise data that I can be getting on the mini. The mini is also like the main one, right? The micro is, to my knowledge, a derivative of the mini. How do you not lose time making 1% of the account? How do I not lose time? What do you mean lose time? If I missed you, a lot of people are asking questions. If I missed your question, you can always message me on my free Discord. The A+ checklist on my YouTube channel if you want to watch the YouTube video. We're gonna be using. So the dollar could be moving higher here from this 5-minute bullish zone, I guess if you want to call it. I'll get my winter tires on. On the bright side, I'm really content that I haven't taken a trade yet. By the way, this candle right here, 1040, that's technically a protraction model long. Also glad I didn't take that. So, yeah, it's 1050 macro now. We're in that last interval, 20 minutes. Let's not fumble all the patience we've had today. Right? So if we're going to take a trade, which we might, let's make sure it's a nice trade that meets all the criteria of a trade. We've already had 2 winning days on the live account. So there's no reason to do anything drastic. So you stay patient. If it gives us an opportunity, I'm leaning towards shorts going into this macro, given that we haven't ran any sell side besides here at 953. Obviously, could be wrong. The buy side could be a target, right? I'm not stupid. But if it shows me here with some strong displacement below this low, we get a breaker with the SMT from the premium SIBI. We filled up the opening range gap 100%. Dollar may move higher from this 5-minute bullish fair value gap and inversion fair value gap. YM reached NWAG, not reaching the daily objective, but it did take out buy side. So if YM retraces, we can short maybe NASDAQ. It's a good, very good risk optimal setup. I just gotta see confirmation. That's all. Confirmation. Right now, I'm thinking about something like this. 1.5 R to the equal lows. Best case scenario, 3.5. Now, we don't want to aim for too much. Right? Maybe we just squeeze out a 2R or something. We'll see. Now, if we're lucky, we get something like this, where we break lower. Next candle trades up, and goes boom. We can get my short right somewhere there. with perfect risk to reward. Blue box, this is a suspension block. 2 volume imbalances. It also includes a portion of that wick, so I want to see us get below that. Now, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I just don't want to mark out the breaker because the breaker would look like this. So it's kind of ugly, you know what I mean? So I'll make it even cleaner. We'll just mark out this line. I like the S&T. I like the premium Sibi. Now, technically, that's your CISD, but I need to see a little bit more. Maybe the 3-minute, 5-minute CISD. Now, I want to make sure am I logging into a 3-minute bullish for value gap or something? It very well could easily do something like this. It's very possible. Very possible. Yeah, I see the equal lows. I'm watching this candle. I want to see if we get below this low. Not only if we get below it, but how do we get below it? You know, because if it just wicks, moves up, that's red flag. But if it breaks aggressively with a fair value gap, with the S&T breaker, that's a breaker mitigation, right? I would treat this as an order block too. I like how we're putting this one nice candle. Like I've seen this many times before. I think something like this is very possible. Next candle. If the next candle immediately drops down below this low, I'll sell it right there. I want this one to be a nice green body. I want this one to be like a full green body candle. I treat that as a bearish order block. Okay, this candle right here will determine whether I short in the next couple of minutes. If it goes straight down quickly, it should be quickly, I can short it. I'll put my stop like here, around org 100. Okay, I see some speed. That's pretty quick, I would say. All right, I'm going to short it at that low. We're going to start with one contract. And we're going to try to build this position. I'm putting my stop up here. Covers the majority of the breaker. I'm shorting inside this order block that I anticipate forming. Best case scenario, we get all the way down there. I'm starting with only one contract. The goal is to potentially add another contract. I don't want to go in with 2 contracts because it's a little bit risky, if I'm being honest. Now, we should be seeing speed right now. If we don't immediately start going lower right now, this trade's probably a loser. I'll be completely honest. So, the good thing about this trade is we're risking very little. Give me a second while I place some orders. We're not seeing the speed, I'll be honest. So immediately I'm already thinking this might be a loser. But I'm going to give the breaker a chance. So this high, low, higher high, lower low. This is your breaker. My stop loss is right there at the top of the breaker. Right? Call it 9.7. We only have one contract on this trade. What would I need to see to add a contract? I would need to see something like this. If I can add a contract here and move my stop here. But it needs to displace, retrace, then I could add a second contract, and I probably would not add more than two. Two would be my max for this trade. I like that it's a low risk trade. Seems like we're just kind of consolidating, but it's 1050 macro. We'll see if we get that displacement. But I'll be honest, so far it's not looking the best. I don't want to cut it early because I'm already de-risked. Take a look at the YM chart. Not looking the weakest. Dollars still inside that 5-minute bullish. Yeah, I might be cooked, but I still want to give it a chance. Like really, it should have already been down here, if I'm being honest. I don't want to cut the trade because I still believe in the narrative as a whole, but that could just be me coping. December living up to its name. Definitely not easy, yeah. Hmm. You remember? We had this old box labeled. I'll remove this order block annotation. Again, I'm giving the breaker a chance. Once we get speed below a low, that's when I expect it to free fall. But we'll see. So far, no real confirmation. We might have been a little bit off on the timing. I don't know if that we've reached 50% of this wick. But for now, we just wait. I mean, yeah, so there's a bearish for value gap in here. 3-minute, 5-minute. If so now, if price was to do this, I would move my stop loss here and add one. Pretty much right where my entry was, but it's coming up pretty strong. 3-minute bearish for value gap completely filled in. The 5-minute bearish for value gap. It's a good setup though, right? The 5-minute CISD with the 5-minute bearish for value gap with the SMT from the premium CIBI inside the 1050 macro. I really like this trade. We just need to see it, start rejecting from that 5-minute. So I guess we'll annotate this. My stop loss covers the 5-minute. So I'm really content with the trade, like win or lose, I'm happy to put this one in my journal and say I did a good job. If we get below here, that we may get stopped on this candle unless we can reject the top of that blue box, but we're already exploring outside of it. I still trust the narrative. Why wouldn't I cut it? Because the only really thing that invalidates the trade is if we get above this high. So I like the 5-minute CISD, 5-minute bearish for value gap. 3-minute also looks good. The breaker looks good. And I'm only in one contract, so like we're risking 0.75 R, more close to 0.5 R. The one thing that sucks is if we do break lower, I can't really add a contract because it doesn't really make sense. So 1050 macro not really moving lower. Fourth stage? What do you mean fourth stage? This next candle would just have to go all the way down. Breakers right here. High, low, higher high, lower low. This candle right here. Doing that as your breaker. Maybe getting out here. Yeah, got us out there. So we'll stay on for a couple of minutes. I do think it's going to inverse that 5 minute. I'll see if it takes the high. It was a good trade. I don't see myself taking another one. Was the setup clean? There were better setups, but I like it. I like it. There was another SMT here. I don't really want to re-enter. So we're just going to wait and see. It is displacing lower pretty aggressively, but we'll see. We'll wait a couple minutes just so I can do all my readings. The trade copier worked. Yes, it did. Very nicely. It's not a shitty price. I mean, a little bit choppy, I guess, but it was good. It's not the cleanest, but I still like the trade. I think because the 1050 there was a lot of confluences. Um, the dollar is looking good for a moment. It's definitely high resistance. Send it again. I think last week you said there are different stages depending on how price trades inside around an FEG balance. I don't quite remember that. We are displacing now. I mean, did it literally get us out right at the high? We'll see. I'm probably not gonna re-enter, because YM is really close to its objective now. So I'm skeptical in this price run. If anything, this is a re-entry long, but I wouldn't take that either. Like this 2 minute fair value gap, you can maybe buy that. I don't know. Looks like it might displace through. For now, we just wait and see. Did we have the right idea? Or were we just completely wrong, offside? You could short the 2 minute, but it's not the best setup. Something like this. The risk to reward is really good. Best case scenario 4.7, and then easy objective 2R. Like the fact this one failed makes me second guess this one, you know? That's all it is. The fact that one failed makes me second guess this one. Like to me, I think this is a potentially protraction model long. What did YM just do? Oh, YM took its highs. Cool. Dollar's moving lower. Yeah, like I think this is a protraction long, if anything. We'll just wait and see. I don't mind staying here. I want to see what happens. We're not even down a full R. We only lost $80 on that trade, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good risk management. If it breaks 562, 562. Yeah, I mean if it gets below here, equal lows are up there. It's possible we just got wicked out, you know? It's possible. It's starting to look like it. This breaker would be a lot better. We can reevaluate the setup. Did it inverse the 5? It did. We can reevaluate if we get the bearish breaker here. See if I want to risk. I wouldn't risk full. I'd risk a little bit less. I lost 80. Well, I guess I'd risk one contract again. We'll see if we get the breaker and then go from there. Something like this. This is best case scenario. If we break below that, whoops. Break below that low, how much lower can we go? -1 is easy. We'll try it. We'll try it, guys. I like it. Yeah, that's really good speed. Why isn't it letting me add an order? Sorry, guys. Why is it not? Are you serious? It never used to do this. The plus sign is gone. Okay, I found it. Never mind. I might just aim for the equal lows. I like to stop at 578. Very low risk. Very low risk. I gotta feel pretty much right on that breaker. This candle right here. I might just take it to here though. Easy, low hanging fruit objective. Same idea as last trade. Maybe an opportunity to add a contract. Sloppy. Hoping this just delivers immediately. Notice there's a volume imbalance right here too. Hasn't been traded. Overlaps with the opening price right there. We never inverse this fair value gap. So if we're wrong, protraction long could form here, but I still believe in the equal lows. If it comes back up here, I'll place the trade here just so you guys can see, because this is the trade I'm already in. In this trade. Oh, my fill is a lot better. I took that pretty early. Because I got in right here. 556. This will be my last trade of the morning session. Um, Giving the shorts 2 attempts. This is your unicorn setup for anyone that trades that. If you trade a breaker with a fair value gap, that would be right here. Move that breaker. This is your breaker, right? High, low, higher high, lower low. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna be honest. So what I want to see is price trade right here. If we can trade right here to this solid black line, I'd assume a free fall to the equal lows. If we get below this low, I'll move my stop here, which is almost break even actually. And I just may be able to actually add a contract. Let me see. Uh, do some quick maths. Quick maths. Whoops. Get out of here. I don't think it's worth it to add a contract. Sitting at 578. It can accumulate in here. It's fine. My stop covers the fair value gap. That's it right here. And the volume imbalance. And the breaker. We reached half standard deviation from the break. I really want to see that -1. I like this candle to be treated like an order block. But so far we have not went below it. It only becomes a premium rate if we can trade below it. Why is your bias bearish? Going into lunchtime, we haven't seen any run on sell side, but we have seen a lot of buy side taken inside the premium SIBI. YM has reached its objective for the day. The only bad thing about this is dollars now moving lower, of course. And then the equal lows, right? Very clean, obvious objective. Low hanging fruit. I want to see this fair value gap. That's our last line of defense. I'm going to remark the breaker. See if that can offer. That's pretty much our last line of defense. Pretty strong candle here. So we may be wrong. But I like the trade idea again. Similar to the first trade. This one a little bit cleaner just because of the way it formed. The displacement with the speed. A little bit cleaner than this, right? But still both really good trades. This is the bearish fair value gap inside that breaker. We'll see if that gets respected. Now, if we're bearish, this wick, 50%, I don't want to see that get touched right now. If it does, we're probably in a losing trade. There it gets touched. We'll see where the body finishes. Kind of not that clear in here. Yeah, let's make that white. I like that. ES looked a little bit weaker. Well, Nasdaq was the weaker asset in the divergence. It didn't inverse that fair value gap, but definitely very deep retracement. When we really should have been seeing speed right here, which we didn't get. So just probably maybe another. Right now, it looks like another losing trade. Um, the loss is a lot more minimal on my account because the entry I got was 566, 56, 556. This is the trade. So we're only risking 22 points. So around 50 bucks. Just under 50 bucks. I got out there on the micro. The micro got us up. So we're down about 1 hour today. Actually, a little bit more on the fundeds. Looks like we had the wrong idea for price running that sell side in the macro. So I won't be taking any more trades in the morning session. Overall, pretty good trades. Down 1% on the live account. We'll see what it does here. Could still go lower, could go higher, in my opinion. But I don't think we'll be able to. I don't think there's anything high quality after this. So let me do my journal. How do I want to do this? Okay, first things first. Talk about the S&T here, where we were looking for this earlier in the day and it did not reach. How do I want to do this? I don't want to do this. There isn't really anything really jumping to my eyes in terms of a study. I kind of need to see what happens here because it still could reject, move lower. That'd be unfortunate because then literally 2 times we got wicked out on the top. Happens, I guess. Here we got stopped on the top. Here we got stopped on the top. So I guess we just have to see before I make any annotations because we don't know if we're wrong yet. It could have just been stop loss placement. Could have just been a choppy market. Or we could be wrong and it goes up. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll simply have to see. We'll just wait here, see what chat's saying. Don't blame the market for not learning more. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If I made 1.8K this week on XFA and I lost money, do I have to make back? Do I have to make back? What do you mean you have to make that back? Like, what do you mean? All your analysis is for nothing. Just start gambling. You think I'm following signals, my guy? I'm here because I've been watching him for ages. Appreciate you, Bailey. Bro, get off the charts. Why would I do that? I gotta do my journal. December price action in its prime. Yeah, potentially. What makes the city above a premium one? It's just inside premium of the range. So if this is your range, this one's in a premium, right? Why are people hating? It's because I lost and they copy traded. My strategy worked up until I paid, not because it was first presented. This isn't the first presented one. Well, the first presented fair value gap refers to a certain time. That would probably be this one right here. But there isn't really any clean ones. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna hate, bro. They're gonna completely ignore the fact that we absolutely killed November and we're still up on the week in December. Not that it matters how much money I make, because this is my trading, you know. Um, it looks like we may be right about the idea too, and just unable to, capture the move. Unfortunately, we'll see. Um, Annotation I want to make. Uh, DXY took the lows. Nice, cool. Yeah, I mean, I want to do my journal, so I want to just gonna stay here. Not gonna see in this PA. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it like 6 minutes. If it gets below this low, whoops. If it gets below this low, I just want to finish my journal, so I want to see if lunch delivers these lows before taking the highs. Right, that was the narrative of my trade. Um, that was the narrative. So we'll see. Do you show your journals? I post the majority of it in Discord, but my actual journal, like there's a lot of private stuff in there. Um, so I don't post that, but I'll show you what I put in my journal besides the reflections. Do you think Friday's gonna be tradable? Yeah. Dude, I took a -1R then +2R on the day. Shorts both same as you, except I entered the second one that the S&T form. Nice, yeah. I mean, we were right about the move lower, just not as much, I guess. But we'll see. Maybe this fair value gap will deliver lower prices. Like the trade technically wasn't invalidated, but it did have a really deep retracement that would make me not want to be inside the trade anymore. So this right here, M3 FEG, right? So we did reject off a level that makes sense, but we came way too high, in my opinion. Taking two trades, yeah. 0.75 R loss, and this one was around half R. It does seem like we may get those equal lows now. Definitely just want to sit here and see, do we get an order block here right on that 50% opening range gap level? You thinking about sells? I already thought about sells twice. I wouldn't take another trade on it because those were two really solid trades. I think it may just be a little too sloppy for me to be able to capture the move. So I just want to see. Do my journal. Is trade yellow worth it? Yeah, it is. I hit the maximum loss limit today. Very nice. Is that sarcasm? Mind reading, just want to get closure, finish journal, and go off. Yeah, exactly. I think I remember. That's something about breakaway gaps. Not sure if it was this question, but you told me one stage best. Oh, like the best thing, it doesn't even come to it. Second thing, stays in the upper portion. Third thing, uh, doesn't touch 50%. And then I guess fourth, like I'm just breaking it down. No, we didn't win a trade. Yep, these are the trade executions. I shorted here, stopped here, shorted here, stopped here. Seems like now this could potentially go lower, but how many points is that? 46. It's not worth it. No, not break even. There are minimized losses, but still losses. So we're down. My live account is down 1% today, and my funded accounts are down 1.25 R. Could be recoupable in the PM session or lunch. Should I go to ignore my messages on purpose? Wait, what? I read your message, no? The mind reading the... Am I tripping? Didn't I respond? I just bought another eval on your code. The sale ends tonight. Alpha Futures, 30% off, ends tonight at 12 midnight, I think. Yeah, I replied. Bro, Sonu, you're the one ignoring me, bro, because I answered that question. Like, there are levels into what you would want to see from a fair value gap. The reset counts, yeah, let me know. Oh, above that? Well, why don't you just say what was above that? Why am I getting annoyed? Mind reading, or should I send it again? Send what again? Brother, yeah, no, I read this and I answered this question. I don't think you were here. Or maybe, I don't know, it got cut off. I think if I remember correctly, something about breakaway gaps. The answer you're looking for is what you expect for a price action to do in a fair value gap, or what would you want to see it do? It's so a fair value gap forms. Let's say a bullish fair value gap. Ideally, it doesn't trade into it at all. It stays open, and then it would be later targeted for shorts. Okay, so fair value gap forms were here. The second best thing would be a wick in the upper portion. Okay, upper portion. Like it doesn't reach 50%. Okay. Obviously, the next thing is it can wick through, but the body stays above 50%. And then finally, the body can trade at the bottom of the fair value gap, but not go beneath it. Plus one tick. One tick is okay. I'm convinced GatieTrades is unprofitable. Sponsored my fund accounts. Why the fuck are you trading? Everyone hopped off. I don't know. Why are you watching? We trading HS session or New York session just like last night? Yeah, choppy for sure, but it happens. No, you good, bro. I swear I didn't answer your question though. I think it just got lost. What's up, Grant? Standard deviation levels? Okay. The idea is very simple. These standard deviation levels. So why am I using this? Because this high was put in on the break of this low. Okay? So I'm looking for shorts. How much lower can we go below this low? Every half standard deviation. Okay? If my target is sell side, how do I use it? If my target is sell side, I want to see my models give me a good objective at -1. That's the best case scenario. That would be the best. My models, -1. My protraction model, -1. My reversal model, ideally -1. Whenever I'm looking for a move below a low or a high, I'm looking for -1. This is 1 minute chart based on my entries. Does that make sense? That's how I use it the most. I want your advice. I went off your advice in the summer and blew 3 accounts. Alright, buddy. I'm out, brother. Good stream. We'll see. What was the advice I gave you? Do you remember? What was the advice I gave you in summer? Let's hear it. Why today is looking like seek and destroy? No, I wouldn't say seek and destroy. Just high resistance. No, let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. Maybe I did give you bad advice, but let's hear it. What was the advice I gave you in September? Could you tell me what mainly determines your daily bias and goal? The weekly power of 3 and the order flow on the higher time frame is how I get my bias every time. The other things I'll look at is dollar index and intermarket analysis. Started watching your streams from last week. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, no, not seek and destroy today. Seek and destroy would be if we kept continuously making higher highs and lower lows. Today we were just trending up very sloppy. Yeah, because I don't think I gave him advice in September, because I've never seen this guy in my life. Thanks for following, guys. Appreciate you, Roger. What about the other levels? What if price goes below? So that's where you look for best case scenario targets. So if you have a nice target, so if we're really bearish, in other words, a nice target for me would be sitting around anywhere from 2 to 4. Now, there's two ways to do it. There's two ways to use the standard deviations. One, for targeting purposes, meaning -2 deviations would be twice this move. Okay, twice this move, and that aligns with, for example, this wick. With this sell side, if that's your target, 2.5 and 3 aligns very nicely. Okay, so you're aligning it with targets mathematically that makes sense. For example, let's just say, for example, you have something like this, and you have like a -9 deviation over here. Sure, it's possible, but if you're expecting that, like, you basically would be saying, like, you have to understand the narrative. People just use the numbers and they think it's -2 every time. It doesn't make sense. If we're gonna break below this low, how many multiples of that move can we get? That's what you're basically trying to identify, right? Does that make sense? Dakota, what the hell, bro? What are your hobbies? Side projects. To be honest. You told me to full put my house on NQ shorts. What about the other level? Yeah. You would use them the same. What I would recommend for you is look at your trades and see which ones align. For me, I know I'm always looking for at least -1. If I can't see -1 being a target, not a good trade, So for example, if -1's all the way down here, I'm like, that doesn't seem really achievable, at that point. Would you recommend, if I'm in a deficit on my fund, should I change the risk? You can de-risk if you feel not too in sync. Like, for example, today I took 2 losses, but I'm not going to de-risk because overall, we're still green on the week, and I've been trading really well. Maybe the first trade wasn't the best, but the second trade was very good. So it just depends how you feel like you're trading. I would only de-risk if I feel like I'm not trading the best, AKA, am I not following my checklist, effectively? But I would say followed it pretty well today. So if we review the checklist, for the people who haven't seen it, I suppose for trade quality, I guess I can show you guys my journal. Anyway, so we were definitely wrong. So what I'll do here is, there's 2 things you want to journal. I want to first journal what ended up happening. That's what I'm going to do first. If you leave, if you guys leave the stream now, this is probably the most important part. So, first things you want to journal is what happened. So, I'll show you how I journal right now. I'll show you right now. So price rallied higher today, post 950 macro. No clear, obvious manipulation lower. A lot of engineered liquidity, which I anticipate to be ran later. As of right now, obviously not. And what is this line? That's the daily IFEG high. I'll show you right now. Paymentus for alpha. I think they have Stripe. Price rallied today, post 950 macro. High risk of the no can obviously a lot of engineered liquidity, but no run on sell side. The target being the daily highs YM has taken, and the pre-market highs. So I'm going to show you guys something interesting today. I'm going to show you guys something interesting. So the pre-market highs. So this is pretty much what happened today. And we're going to go back to YM. And at 11:19, which would be right here, YM takes daily high objective. And then we have DXY taking low of day. So in hindsight, now we kind of went against our daily plan. I'll show you guys my plan for the day and then the trades I took. So I guess in hindsight, so going into the day, I wanted to look for longs. And I wanted to look for support inside that daily level. I'm not going to say the shorts I took were bad, because obviously I had a new plan here going into lunch macro. So if I was going to take a short, this is the key time. There wasn't really any setup higher that I liked. At all, really. Maybe this. No, not even that. I only see, like, I'm content with not taking the longs. But I wonder if me shorting, I don't know. I'll show you guys what I journal though. So for the study, I'm going to put this in here. I'll do the executions later, and I'll talk about my reflection. So this is how I do it. I'll put this to like 14, 16. So overall, so I went into the day wanting longs because DXY was weak, YM strong, and wanted, thank you, ES, to reach pre-market highs. There was no setup long. Going into 1050 macro lunch, I was anticipating a run on opposing liquidity, which did not take place. I was right to anticipate that, in my opinion. So I'm not going to beat myself. I'll be like, oh, I should have only looked for longs. Very good logic behind the trade. Very good logic behind that trade idea. But the market continued its higher. The first trade met all A+ criteria, but could argue the setup. No, but to be honest, the intermarket analysis here, what was happening at the first trade was 1056. What was YM doing at 1056? Yeah, it's not the worst. I mean, we rejected. We hit NWOG, broke down. The intermarket analysis was there, but YM never hit its target. But there were good confluences with org 100%. Like, I really like the org 100% and the SMT and the premium Sibi going into lunch macro. I really like that. So the formation of the breaker took a while, but it could have just been time distortion until 10:50. So I don't mind. I think it was still a really good setup. The only red flag, same for the second setup. The only red flag was DXY was still weak on the day as a whole and was choppy because it met its daily sell side. And YM had not reached its daily target higher and was leading strong. Although still supported lower prices, it was a retracement play only. It was a retracement play, and that's what it came down to. I was looking for a retracement, and that's why we lost. I wanted longs, played for the retracements, lower, going into 1050 macro, and it did not offer a clean one. Overall, very good risk management, very good patience, I'd say. Good risk management, and I am content. That's pretty much it. That's all I want to really cover. So that's my journal. Section of org. Now I'll journal for my executions. I just realized I have to put this all on the micro chart because my executions are there. So I'll have to just clear that up. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. Wrote an essay. That's actually pretty small compared to most of mine. Would you take a long now? Price comes back to the 5-minute. I would assume any longs here targeting the highs is not a bad idea. If you find your model, it seems like we'll get there. The fact that it broke down 15-minute OB, even like a 1-hour trade like this, not even a bad trade. Just like that. You feel me? I think it'll go to the buy side, yeah. Oregon's opening range gap, yes. The Org SMT NWAC combo has been holding very strong lately. It's been holding very strong for a really long time for me. It's my favorite trades all align with that stuff. So a very good trade, you know. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, ugly day, but definitely something you want to study. You know, it was definitely high resistance, but we had good news today, so it is what it is. We're not down that much. We're down 1.25 R. We're still up on the week. PM session, you know, maybe lunch. Maybe I'll look to capture something inside of here if we can get an easy, you know, idea for the buy side. But I got to make breakfast because I'm absolutely starving. If it was going to deliver, I'd expect 1150 macro to do majority of the work. So maybe something along the lines of this. Or alternatively, something like this. Are both possible scenarios, in my opinion. Both of which pretty good risk to reward. You know, somewhere in here to there. That's my opinion. We'll see if it forms. I'll journal the losses, put it in Discord, and I'll see you guys live next time. Peace. Tomorrow we'll do the giveaway. Oh, you can't see it that well. I'd assume something like this is what I'd be looking for going into lunch. Either or.